Hi everyone. So today we'll talk about the Odyssey by Homer. The story of the Odyssey echoes throughout much of Western literature. The simplicity of a man on a journey to get home to his wife must be one of the oldest tales that we've told since those early campfire days of civilization. Homer brings all of these human qualities into this story when he introduces us to Odysseus's family, his wife Penelope, and their son Telemachus. Homer created the story around 800 BCE. It started out as an epic poem that was recited from memory and written down much later. When reading this today, some fossils of this oral heritage still shows in the written translations. We can see some phrases repeated that were probably used as mental placeholders so the reciter could remember their lines. These phrases use a memory technique called mnemonic devices. Today, we take so many things for granted. Paper is one of them. Computers and the internet are other ones. Reading the Odyssey and knowing this is part of the oral tradition, I have to wonder if some of these fossils of memory are also what make this so beautiful to read. The meter Homer wrote in was called Dactylic Hexameter. In his video, Professor Leonard Muellner mentions a great debate within how we recite these Latin texts today. He asks, is the important feature stress or the length of time you hold the syllable? Quantity, how long the syllable is. It could be stressed or unstressed. During Homer's time, when the Odyssey was being recited by folks on the street, this was probably a living craft. We have to wonder, did they debate this subject back then? Was it part of their apprenticeship for becoming a bard? Considering these things lets me understand Sidney's defense of poetry just a little bit more. After seeing the video on scanning for Dactylic Hexameter, I can understand even more why Sidney fretted so much about tripping over his feet while composing his love sonnets in Astrophil and Stella. It's true, readers from all walks of life who embark on a quest through the old books in a library will find themselves in the basement together, reading the Greeks and Romans. Back to mnemonic devices. The methods of remembering that are embedded as fossils in this epic poems. The lines of Don's delicately changing fingers surely must be memorable during recitals. They happen at fairly regular intervals, changing ever so slightly to mark the passage of time. The meter itself must lend itself to resting in the memories of those who try. Like the original rap song, the language clicks within itself to form one book into the next. There must have been a purpose for Homer using the Dactylic Hexameter to compose his poem. The elements of family in this epic are memorable simply because we can understand their struggles today. We still relate to them, even live them ourselves each day. We rise, leave, and return day in and day out. Events outside of our control prevent us from reaching our goals, but never for long. It's possible that not everyone gets to find their own Penelope, and sometimes Odysseus prefers a discovered island. Some days it seems like Telemachus will never grow up and leave the house. But we can always return to the Odyssey anytime we need excitement and adventure, the magic, endless sailing, and shouting at infuriating characters, like the observers we are. I recommend this for anyone who hasn't read it yet, but is curious if it's worth the time or effort. It's a great introduction for exploring translated classics, because choosing your favorite phrases to compare with other editions is great fun for lexical nerds. And I'll put in a link for 3 videos that I briefly touched on in this video. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Bye everyone.